Okay, welcome to St. Augustine, Florida. I know a lot of people's been asking about coming to Florida and what are some things to do other than coming to Orlando, Florida, to Miami Beach. Well, one of my favorite places to go to is St. Augustine, Florida. So I'm gonna give you a few great tips about St. Augustine. It is beautiful. Has a little style of Puerto Rico, Charlotte, South Carolina, and New Orleans, Louisiana. Has a little mix between everything. But it's a really beautiful thing. I'm going to touch on it, just a few little points, areas, so that way when you go there, I don't spoil everything for you. But this is a great location for you to take your family. It's great for all ages. It's beautiful. Now, one thing you must know is St. Augustine is the oldest city in the United States. It was founded on 1513, but it was established a colony around, or established a little town in 1565. So it is the oldest city in the United States. So many great things to do, and it wraps around the story of two people who I like to speak about. One, we have Juan Ponce de Leon, which, if you don't know him, he's the one who has the Fountain of Youth. He's discovered many of the islands over here in near the coast, near Florida, like Puerto Rico and all those areas there. But he's part of Spanish, and you get to learn about the story of him when you go to St. Augustine. And it's incredible how these guys were really small. They were about like 4 to 5 feet tall, young, very small. But they were able to take out so many people. And also, you get to learn about Henry Flagler. He is incredible what he did with the town and how he helped develop the town and make such a tremendous way of life for the people. So here's one of the places to go to in St. Augustine. If you go to St. Augustine and you don't go to this place, which is called El Castillo de San Marcos, which is our Fort Castillo de San Marcos. If you go here and you don't see this, you did not go to St. Augustine. This is like the number one place to go to when you go there. It is a huge fort. It's beautiful. Every hour on the hour, they shoot off cannons, which is just like breathtaking. It's just so awesome. Just the way they set it up, and of course they are dressed as the British there. When they go there, they tell the whole story of how it was handed over from the Spanish to the British to the Americans. But they also give you the story of how this fort was never taken over, and every war that they got, this fort protected the whole town. And one thing that was cool about it is when you shoot a cannon, and the cannon felt like hit into the wall, it wouldn't break the wall. What it would do, it would just sink. The wall would like catch it. So the Spanish will go out there, pluck the cannon out, and shoot it right back at the people. It was really cool. But yeah, when you go here, you get to see the story about everyone, see how they lived, where they kept their storage, where they had the little service, where they slept. It's really interesting. Also, here is the Fountain of Youth. If you know about Juan Ponce de Leon and Christopher Columbus, you know about the Fountain of Youth. Yes, they found it. It's in St. Augustine, Florida. Will it make you younger? I'm not sure about that, but it's a great place to go to. There is a spring there with water, and you could drink right from it. I mean, the water tastes really sweet. It's pretty good. It's just like regular water, but has a little sweeter taste to it. It's not like something you would get from a bottled water. But what I like about this town is there's so many things to see there. You get to see the sediment of how the Indians used to live when they were in the town, and how the Spanish and the Indians came together and had some huts and stuff like that. And when you go to St. Augustine, this is one of the places you may not see a lot of people talking about it, but it was one place that really stuck to me, was the Old Jail. If all this is of course near the St. Johns River, but the Old Jail was the same person who built Alcatraz also built this place, and it wasn't the fact that what scared people about this jail wasn't the fact that it was a jail or the labor was from sun up to sundown. What scared the people was the shower. You showered once a week, and if you were the first two, maybe three people inside the shower, hey, you got it good. But towards, when you got 100 people in a shower and the water is nasty, you're just going, it's a pool you're going into one by one. The water's getting filthy, so you're cleaning yourself with everyone's filth. It was crazy. So they have the whole story here, and it's also a little bit spooky. So if you're into those spooky things, this is a pretty cool place to go to. This was the Walmart in the 1800s. No, it's not Walmart, but it was pretty much like it. Had the supermarket. It sold everything that you could think of, from alcohol to medicine to food to farming equipment to bikes to cleaning tools to guns. You name it, this store had it. It's a really cool place, and when you go here, they react as if, and the way they speak and the way they talk to you and everything, they act like they're still back in the 1800s, which is really cool, and it brought us so much memories that I had when I got here. It was amazing. Now, here is downtown St. Augustine, or St. George Street, which leads to it. This is a beautiful place. I've never been to New Orleans, but this kind of reminds me of, based off the photos of how it looks like. Everything here, at least from what I remember, is all like a mom and pop shop. There's nothing you could find that's a franchise when I went here. Everything was just privately owned, and it's a beautiful town. The foods were great. There was this like French fry heaven type thing, which is pretty awesome. You get to have French fries with any kind of flavor you want on it, which is pretty cool. There's a bunch of restaurants on the town, street performers, you name it. It was great. And they have the old house that you could see. It's towards this location, or is an old school. And it shows you the first school in America, and it's literally about the size of a bedroom, about like 15 feet by 15 feet, very small room, and that's where they schooled all the kids at. Pretty cool location. It's a great place to go to if you want to do some shopping, find some bargains. You will definitely not see this in the mall, so definitely go here. This is Flagler's College. It is amazing. It's literally like a castle when you go there. Just the sightseeing is so breathtaking. It's just beautiful. Going here, I mean, I wish I had a house like this. It's so gorgeous. It's a great school to go to if you live nearby, but it's also a great tour when you come by. It's you get to see everything here and really enjoy the history of Flagler and his college when you go there. Now, of course, you can't come to St. Augustine without going to St. Augustine Beach. From downtown to the beach is about maybe 10-15 minutes, not too far away. But you come here and there's, you could fish on the docks. There's a bunch of seafood restaurants nearby. Enjoy the beach, get a nice tan, go out there swimming. The water is great. It's not too wavy, so when you go out swimming, it's not like you're gonna have a struggle standing up on the water. But it's a great beach. Man, I went there with a bunch of friends. It was wonderful. And this is exactly the place where I got engaged with my fiance. So yes, you also get to see the sunrise there, which is beautiful. So you would definitely enjoy this with your family. And when you go to St. Augustine, there's plenty of hotels in St. Augustine, but I always tell people try to stay at one of these bed and breakfast places. It's really homemaking. It's not run by any franchise. It helps out the community, but it's such a better way to enjoy the town. It matches in with the culture, it matches in with the whole town, the way the houses are, and you're going to be treated with better respect and courtesy and that any other place would try to treat you as good as. I mean, these places are really great. The food's great. And also you get to interact with the hotel guests there. They treat you as family, and you get to learn more about the town in itself with these people rather than you just being a regular customer at the Hilton or Marriott or the Grand Villas or one of these places. The lighthouse. This is the view of the town. Literally, you could see the beach, you could see the whole St. John's, you could see all downtown, you could see for miles away. It's such a beautiful place to go to. No, there is no elevators, so when you climb up here, it's going to take you all the way to the top. But it's such a beautiful place to go to. Great history about the town. And yeah, you're definitely going to love it when you get there. You go to see some golf courses in many places. This is probably the most important thing you must do when you get to St. Augustine. You go on the trolley tours. There's literally, I would say, about 50 or plus things to do in this town. The trolley tour stops at 22, the popular locations. But there's, I'm telling you, probably 50 or more things just to do in St. Augustine. There's so many things to see, so many restaurants, and that's not including the restaurants, because there's so many restaurants to go to, so many bars, so many like places to take photos at. We have the cemeteries, we have a ghost hunting at night or ghost tours. This, when you go to St. Augustine, this is one of the first things I recommend people to go to. Go on a trolley tour. It takes about 2 hours to go all around the town. So just go on the trolley tour, go all around town, explore, let them explain, because they do explain the whole town to you as you're going through each stop. And then once you finish, go back to the jailhouse or the old jail, the museum, and start from there up into all the locations. Like I said, you have the all these places like the Otis House, the Lightner Museum, St. Sebastian Winery, and if you like wine, they have free wine tasting there. Next to St. Sebastian Winery, doesn't say on the map, but there is a chocolate factory, which is pretty awesome. You have the Flagler Memorial Church, the Methodist Church there. There's so many things to see here, so many photos. You're gonna be filling up your Facebook and Instagram or all your social medias up with the photos that you have here with your family. It's such a great place to go to. Now, if you can, subscribe to my page. This is my first video. I will be explaining more ways to save money on vacations. I've been to almost every location in Orlando. I've been here in Florida. I've been here for about 20 years now. So I'm explaining so many ways to save money when you go to Disney, when you go to the parks, when you're traveling all up and down Florida. So subscribe to my page. I'll give you more details. And if there's any other areas or any questions you would like, I could post up more for you. If you need more information on St. Augustine, I could do that for you also. So keep me in mind, subscribe to my page, and find out more. Have a good one.